I was looking online for a method to deep clean, that is manually clean, the print head on a Canon Pixma series printer. Mine is the MG7520 series, and I could not find anything of that recent series. I found older descriptions and videos on how to do it, but not on this one. So I realized it probably was because it's very subtle on how to get the print head out. That's unlike the previous models that were a little bit more clear. What you want your print pattern to look like is this, where it's very uniform, and you've got a good grid pattern on top, no missing cells for any of the colors. Once you open the lid, the cartridges will center themselves, and then you remove power, and that will give you the method to get the print cartridges out. So go ahead and remove those. Remove each of the cartridges, and at this point the cartridge slide will go back and forth a little bit, and what you want to do is line it up to where you've got the edges inside of this opening here, where you've got this edge and this edge. And now what's subtle about this is that you want to take this section out back here that holds the cartridges. You can't do that without first taking your fingers on this front panel with the labels and gently pulling it outward until it snaps. Don't pull from just the center, because you might break it. Make sure most of your pressure is going on the outside corners. And pull it out, and you'll hear it snap. At that point, this back section, you've got a center piece there that you can see, and you can reach that with your two fingers and pull it forward towards you, and it'll rotate outward, and then you just pull it out. Be careful, it's got ink on the bottom, and don't touch the electronics pad on the back. Okay, and then I'll show you how to clean this. Take your ink cartridge print head and put it in a plastic or some disposable bowl. Then get a bit of hot water, just moderately hot. Then it could be boiling, I guess, if you wanted to by the time it cools off. And get a syringe like this one. And what you're going to do is put the water on the ports for the print heads, where the cartridges would go. And what I found works well is to take a straw. I don't know if all straws are made with the same diameter, I kind of doubt it, but I cut it and then I placed it over the port that I'm concerned with. The one, you could probably clean them all while you got it out, but I had one that in particular that was blocked. And then I took the other end and removed one of the little rubber grommets off of one that I don't need to clean, in order to make a good seal on the other end of the syringe. And so I took that and applied it to the end. So then I've got something of a seal for the other end of the straw. I then lined them up, and it's easier to do with two hands, so I'm not going to do it here, but putting some gentle pressure on the straw so that it makes good contact with the rubber grommet underneath the syringe, and you've got good contact with the rubber grommet at the bottom so the water doesn't leak out too badly. Then you're going to gently force the hot water into the port, and it will leak out all over the bottom. A lot worse than this. I've already emptied it several times. You don't want, you may have to do it repeatedly until it starts the water starts coming out a little bit clear. It's never going to be completely clear. And then don't let it get too high, because you don't want the water level to go above the electronics here. You want to keep it emptying it before it gets that high. And then when you're done, simply take it out and pat it on a Kleenex or some type of soft tissue and get any water out of the region where there shouldn't be normally. And in my case, I'll put the grommet back. I'm gonna put it back in there for a moment, but put the grommet back where you got it from. And if that one needs to be cleaned also, then just put the grommet back and swap out with one of the others. When it's complete, make sure you use the napkin or tissue to dry up any of the excess liquid that may be in the printer cartridge areas, and then make sure that the back electronics are dry, and just pat them gently, and then remove any of the water and ink off the bottom so it's clean. And if you want to leave it out for a couple hours to let it dry, that's fine. I didn't do that on mine. It seemed to work just fine after I dried it with the cloth or the paper towel. Then you go and return it back to the printer. After it's been cleaned, it goes back in the same way, and that you line up the pins with the edge slots, slide it in, there it is, and then push the gate forward, and then reload your ink cartridges. So hook it back up and print a test page, and if it looks like this, great. If not, then repeat the process. If you like this video, then please give me a couple likes. Thank you.